bell bottoms, platform shoes, disco music, and you'll think of the 70s. The 1970s hold many memorable moments, but also some memorable food. Food that became popular in the 70s that we still make today. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you 3 different recipes, one of them very, very different, that were all popularized in the 1970s. Will we finally show on camera something that we don't like that I've made? I don't know. You have to wait and see. But for today, let's travel back to the 70s and make some of their popular food. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. So when I was researching this particular video, I was chatting with a couple of friends of mine over lunch, and one of those friends is Mary Beth Whalen. She is an author. If you've never read any of her books, highly recommend. But she said, you know, you can't do a 70s video and not do fondue. We're gonna do a 70s video and not do fondue. Sorry, Mary Beth. But I did wanna mention fondue was a big hit in the 70s. It was the thing. Let's make our first recipe, and it's the one that scares me just a little bit. Our first 1970s recipe is more of a dessert or a side dish. If you are familiar with one of the most popular desserts or side dishes in the 70s, then you have probably either had this or at least heard of this before. We are making the very popular Watergate salad. And you know, it's called a salad, but it's not a salad. It's more like a dessert. Not really sure why they called it a salad, but it originally came out in 1975 when pistachio pudding mix first entered the scene. Apparently when it first came out, it was called Pistachio Pineapple Delight, but then a news reporter or something renamed it to Watergate Salad, and that just kind of stuck. But the original recipe may have kind of come from Helen Keller back in 1922. Reading here, it just says that she published a similar recipe calling for canned diced pineapple, nuts, marshmallows, whipped cream, and other ingredients. And she called it like a fruit salad. So I'm not really sure how this originated. I just know it became very popular in the 1970s, so let's make it. The recipe only uses 4 ingredients. No, 5 ingredients, just kidding. And it only takes about an hour to set up in the fridge, so we're gonna make it now and then we'll try it later. First things first, you need a pack of pistachio pudding mix. It needs to be the instant. Do you like pistachios? I don't think I've ever had pistachio pudding, so this will be interesting to me. But I do love pistachios. We need a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple along with the juice. We need 1 cup of mini marshmallows, and then mini marshmallows are my weakness, so I am eating some. I need a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. I've got some peanuts here that I already have opened, and then I have these pecan halves, so I'm gonna chop these up and get a 1/2 cup. All right, that should be about a 1/2 cup, at least I hope it is. And then we need 1 3/4 cup of whipped topping. So I hope this is thawed enough. I think it is. Let me get a spatula. I am going to measure this out because I want it to come out right. It may be this whole container. I'm not sure. I wish it would have just said that in the directions if it was. We'll find out. Okay, there's 1 cup. And then we need 3/4 cup. It's still a little frozen in the middle. I think we're all right. It's not quite the whole container. Let's mix all that up. You would think with 5 ingredients I wouldn't get anything wrong, but I was supposed to mix the other stuff and then mix in the whipped topping. So, you know, oh man, do as I say, not as I do. I'm trying to just leave this sitting on top while I mix the stuff underneath. It smells good. Okay, now we're gonna just fold this in. This would probably, if we like it, it would be a good thing to serve maybe on St. Patrick's Day because of the green color to it. I don't know how green it looks on there, but it's pretty green. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on this, and this is gonna sit in the refrigerator for an hour. Now, let's make some dinner. A product of the 70s.
Yeah, 1979.
He lived for 7 months.
Something like that, yeah.
He was born in May of 79. So, oh, we're zoomed in. Let me zoom back out.
Chop my head off.
So you don't really have any memories of the 70s?
I do not.
Yeah. And then I was born in 81. So the 1980s, I think, will work better for both of us as far as memories go. But yeah. I just made us a dessert and put it in the, I almost said oven. What's that thing called? The fridge. I put the dessert in there, but now I'm going to be making us some dinner. And it's a dinner I think you're going to love. You remember what I told you I was going to be making?
I think I remember it, and I think it's Chinese.
It is. It's General Tso. Yeah, we always say General Tso, but apparently it's General Tso. General Tso's chicken.
Well, let's do that. That's going to taste good.
Oh, it's going to taste good. Like these marshmallows. Okay.
I'll have to go investigate this.
No, you can't look at it yet. I want you to I want you to see it when it comes out.
Okay.
I hope we like it.
It's going to be good. I have high confidence.
Okay. We're getting started on the General Tso's. He's going to mince up or chop up 3 cloves of garlic. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So we've got Chef Stephen over here chopping up our chicken thighs for this recipe for the General Tso's. Wanted to tell you just a little bit about this particular recipe. The recipe originated in Taiwan in the 1950s. However, the version that we eat here in America was developed from that recipe for Americans in New York in the 70s. So the original recipe wasn't quite as sweet as we eat it here in America, and I don't believe it was deep fried. We're not technically deep frying ours today. We are pan frying it, but not deep frying it. And we are gonna cut back on the sugar just a little bit. I will leave the original recipe linked below, but let's get started. So he's cutting this into like 1-inch chunks. And while he does that, I'm gonna grab the rest of our ingredients. Stephen is finishing up with the chicken. I'm gonna make our sauce. I'm not gonna quite double the sauce, but I am doing a little bit more than the original recipe calls for. We need 1/2 cup of cold water, so let me get that in here. Then we need 5 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. So I'm gonna do about 7. Oh, I spilled some soy sauce over here. It splashed into our sugar. That's gonna be some interesting sugar. Let's get that out of there. Okay, let's see. We need 3 tablespoons, well, I'll do more like 4 tablespoons of rice vinegar. We're gonna do about 2 tablespoons. That doesn't go on there. I'm sitting here and just twisting this thing. That is not the right lid for that, Mandy. Moving on. It's like, why is it not working? 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. So the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of sugar, but I was reading in the comments that people said that was too much. So we're gonna do like about 2.5. That's all we're doing, because I don't want it to be too sweet. Now we need about 2 tablespoons of this cornstarch, and we're just gonna whisk all of this together and set it to the side for now. Smell that.
Let me stick my nugget in here. Oh, man.
Don't that smell good?
Yes. You
All
need
right.
this hoisin sauce?
No, I'm done.
I'm going to put her back in the Frigidaire.
You do it. So I'm going to heat up my large skillet to about medium high. While we wait on that to heat up over there, we are gonna toss this chicken in some cornstarch here in this bowl. And I'm gonna let the master tosser do his thing.
Look, it's not hard.
Yes, it is.
It can't be hard.
There you go. All right, try that and we'll see. Oh, we need to get a plate to take them out onto.
You're right, we do. I'm going to use this plastic one here.
Do it. All right, let's go.
Well, look, you just got to put it in there.
Are you excited about tonight's dinner?
I am excited. And then you just, look here.
Oh, it's a little.
Little what? Get a little.
It's a little
messy.
powdery. Yeah. All right.
You know, that's the way cooking is sometimes.
Shake
just,
off the excess.
Just a little messy.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna do that.
Yep.
And while you do that, I'm gonna make sure I have all the rest of the ingredients ready. But I think I do. So.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So just do that, y'all. Just toss it all in cornstarch. Set it to the side, and we're gonna take it over there to the hot skillet. Now in this skillet, we're gonna need a good bit of olive oil, about 1/4 cup. What I'm just gonna do is just make sure the bottom is coated. We can always add more if we need it, but we're gonna let that heat up and we're gonna work in batches.
You ready for this? Is it ready? Is it good and hot?
It should be good and hot.
We're gonna find out. It ain't hot.
It ain't sizzling.
There ain't no sizzle.
We're gonna have to wait a minute.
This is a demonstration of what not to do.
Well, you gotta test it to see if it's ready to sizzle a little bit.
It ain't quite ready yet.
All right, so we'll let it get a little bit hotter before we add the rest of it in.
Poor thing. He's just ready to catch on fire. Hey, look here. You want to turn this heat up?
It's starting to sizzle. Look.
A little more official now with this apron on here.
I made him put the apron on because I foresaw some oil popping off onto this shirt, and I was gonna have to do all kinds of laundry work. So he has on, which apron is that?
That's the Hawaiian.
Oh, the King's Hawaiian.
The King's
Yep.
Hawaiian. Now look here, once you start putting these things in here, you know what's gonna happen to that oil, don't you?
It's gonna cool down. So basically we're just gonna brown them on one side, turn them over, brown them on the other side. We just wanna cook them through, and then we're gonna remove them to another plate. So I'm gonna go grab a clean plate. So he just flipped them. You wanna make sure that oil is good and hot so that your cornstarch doesn't start coming off. And then also you want it to be able to cook through and get some color on it. So now that we've flipped them, we'll give another maybe 3 minutes or so, and then we'll kind of check them and make sure they're done, and then we'll just continue on with the next batch. How's it going over there?
It's going. You know, when you shallow frying stuff, oil pops all over the place.
It does. Deep frying it would not be a bad idea. It's taking a little bit of time, because I don't think I ever told y'all, the whole recipe, which is what we're making, uses 2 pounds of chicken thighs, so it's a good bit. So we had to do, I think, 4 batches.
Yeah.
But Yeah, you could definitely deep fry if you wanted to.
I mean, unless you got a wok.
Yeah.
Maybe you got...
Oh, you know what?
What?
We have something similar to a wok from Caraway. I should have used that. How about that?
Well, we know for next time.
That's right. This splatter guard, is it from Pampered Chef? I can't remember where I got that splatter guard from. It's come in handy. I mean, it's still been messy. It's been a messy endeavor, but it does help. So Steven's gonna soak up some of that oil because we only need about a tablespoon of it left in there, and we've got more than a tablespoon. So he's gonna soak some of that up, and then we also turned the heat down to about medium. We're almost done, friends. That's the longest part of it, is just cooking the chicken. After that, it comes together really quickly. All right, to that oil, we're gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of minced ginger. You can definitely use fresh, but we just have the kind that's already minced in the jar. Then you need about 3 cloves of garlic. And then you wanna do about a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. That's really up to you, like spice level, you know? So we kinda like spice, so I'm gonna let Steven do it till it feels right.
How about that?
I think that's good. All right, so we're just gonna let that go until fragrant, about 30 seconds. Now to that, after it's cooked about 30 seconds, pour in your sauce, and you're gonna whisk it until it comes up to a simmer, and then you're gonna let it simmer for about a minute. Good gravy, it smells good in here. That looks like gravy. But it's got that cornstarch in it, so once it comes up to a simmer, it's gonna thicken up. There, it's already starting to thicken up. And once this comes up to a simmer, we're gonna add our chicken back in there, and we're just gonna toss it around to coat it really well. And it's gonna be time to eat. I did make some rice to go along with this, so it's just about that time, y'all. So it's thickened up. I just tasted the sauce just to make sure it was good. Oh my stars. I'm so excited. So now we're gonna toss in our chicken. Look at that.
I'm ready to eat.
You've been working hard over here.
I have been.
Managing all that frying.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, let me put a thingamabobber out, and he's gonna bring this over here and we're gonna eat.
Looking good. Want that sauce on there.
I'm glad I didn't quite double it, but at least added a little bit more.
Well, it looks very impressive. Looks like, it looks like Chinese food.
It does, and it smells like it. Cole just threw his hands up in the air.
Man.
They hit you fast. It's like, boom. Wow.
Y'all both said wow at the same time.
It's amazing, that sauce. First of all, the chicken is perfectly cooked. Nice and tender, that good,
Thighs.
super, yeah,
Yeah.
tender dark meat.
Yeah.
And you can tell that the way that it was fried in the I guess cornstarch, right?
Yeah.
It's well coated.
Good.
Like all of the sauce is just
Sticking to it.
sticking to it really
Good. Good. I got a little sidetracked
Wow.
with our rice, and I left it sitting there for too long, so it got a little mushy. But I'm hoping that the chicken and the sauce kind of overtake the rice, the mushy
it's
rice.
really good. It's like sweet, savory. You can get the garlic flavors in there.
Yeah.
And that classic Asian flavor to it.
Right.
That's really good. It doesn't taste homemade.
Okay.
Like in American homemade, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you get too much soy sauce and it's like way overpowering soy sauce.
Right.
So it tastes like takeout.
Here's my question.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Sweetness level. Do you think it's
Perfect.
right? Okay, good.
It's very balanced. Just a tiny tad bit of tart from the ginger
Yeah.
that's in there and that rice vinegar that you
Yeah.
put in there. So just a little bit of a tart from that.
But it's very well balanced.
But it's balanced.
Okay, good.
Yes. It's
Excellent.
Very good.
Well, I'm so glad
Delicious.
that
You did a
y'all love
great
it.
job.
Well, you did a lot of the work.
You know,
All right, these guys are using chopsticks, but I'm just going to be using a fork. I will be back.
good stuff, isn't it?
That is delicious. I'm really glad that we did less sugar than what it called for, because I don't want a sugary, sweet dish. We didn't go super spicy. It could use a little more spice. Honestly, when we get it from takeout, I feel like General Tso's chicken is a little more on the spicy side, so I feel like we kind of toned it down, which is
Yeah.
unusual for us, but it's really, really good. I love the flavors. And
You could probably consider maybe putting maybe, I don't know, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of sriracha sauce maybe in with the sauce to give it a lot
Not
more
a bad
punch.
idea.
Yeah,
That is not a bad
but
idea.
not too much because you don't want to overpower it.
Right.
How long did it take to make this?
And not long at all. It was just we had to work in batches. So, yeah.
True.
But the rice is a little overdone, but it survives underneath all of this goodness. So, highly recommend this recipe from the 1970s. Now look here. Steven told me to just bring him some dessert, so that's what we're about to do. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just don't know how this is going to go, but it'll be okay. Me and him are just going to split this. Let me get a couple of spoons.
Okay.
Is that a marshmallow?
And it's green. It ain't got lettuce in it, does it?
No. Well, you would think because it's called a salad, but no,
All right.
I'm going to let you be the guinea pig.
Are those nuts in there?
Yeah.
All right.
Smell it.
I don't know about this.
I don't either.
Okay.
It was popular in the decade you were born, sir.
Well, let's do it. I mean, we might as well just get a big old honking bite.
Do it.
Here we go.
I'm a little bit scared.
That's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's good.
That is really good.
That is really, really, really good.
So can I tell you what's in it?
Well, of course.
It's got a Jell-O, not a Jell-O, an instant pudding mix.
Interesting.
Do you know what kind?
Green.
Yes. Pistachio.
Okay. Interesting.
And then there's a can of crushed pineapple.
Oh, okay.
You getting
Yeah.
that? And then you got your nuts, your Cool Whip, and your marshmallows.
That's good.
Well, now I want to try some.
That is not bad at all.
All right, I'm gonna try some. You gotta film me. You ready?
I'm ready.
So we filmed my reaction to it, and the mic died. So we got a new mic. And I want to just tell you: do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. Am I gonna make it again? Also, probably no. However, I've been sitting here while we were looking through the footage to try and figure out where the mic died, and I've eaten this whole thing. Look at that. So I think I like it more than I thought I did.
I mean, I think it's good. I'd like to have it again sometime.
Are you for real?
I think it's great. It's a great. It's like a light. It's a very light.
It
it's
is
sort of
light.
frothy. It's got the, it's mixed between froth and creamy. With the marshmallows and the pineapple really just lifts everything up and gives it kind of this tart flavor. And then there's this interesting green Jell-O kind of flavor. It's really good, sweetheart.
St. Patrick's Day, this would be perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
that would be really good. Yeah.
But at first I was like, I mean, it's okay. But honestly, the more bites I took, the more I liked it. So I really expected this to be a flop. It was not. Watergate Salad, let us know below. Have you ever made it? Have you ever tried it? If you like pistachios, if you like nuts and pineapple, I think you're going to like this. I was kind of shocked, but thumbs up. So for our third meal today, we are making a healthier version of a dish that originated in the 70s. It originated in New York, and it is called pasta Primavera. We're doing some healthier swaps today. Well, I don't want to say healthier swaps. We're swapping out the pasta for whole wheat pasta, but the rest of the dish is pretty healthy as is. It uses a lot of fresh veggies, and we're going to add some extra protein too. Full disclosure, we filmed all of this being chopped up, and our mics died on us. I'm not sure what happened. So I'm going to give you a little overview of everything that we chopped up. So I've got about a pound of asparagus that I chopped up into about 2-inch pieces. The recipe called for yellow squash. I had this zucchini on hand. This is just one full zucchini chopped in half lengthwise and then sliced up. The recipe calls for a half a cup of shredded carrots. I had some baby carrots on hand, so we just thinly sliced those. You need about a half a cup of chopped onion and 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic. We've also got some cherry tomatoes that I halved, so those are ready to go. And then we also have some freshly shaved or grated Parmesan cheese. I used the help of Food Lion to get some pre-sliced mushrooms. And then at the end, we'll need some lemon wedges, so I've already sliced those up. For our protein, I've got chicken sausage here. This is the Italian flavored chicken sausage. I just sliced that up. So we already had this heating over here for our pasta. It is ready. Let's salt that. And we're gonna add in a whole pound of the whole wheat penne. And we're just gonna cook that according to package directions. A sweet subscriber sent me this cookbook from the 1970s. It is the Better Homes and Gardens Homemade Cookies cookbook. I believe this was Lori that sent me this, but it's from 1975. Oh, look at the hair. I love it. But it's got all kinds of great recipes in here with some great pictures too. But I just wanted to show this from the 70s. I'm sure some of you have some cookbooks from the 70s. You'll have to let us know if you have recipes from those cookbooks that you make all the time. So this is just gonna boil here on the stove for 8 to 10 minutes. Got a large skillet here. I'm gonna heat it to about medium, a little over medium. Let that heat up. I'm so mad that we filmed all that stuff and didn't have no sound.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I dropped the ball now.
It wasn't you. It was so strange because we both wear mics.
Yeah.
We both turned on our mics beforehand, got everything going, started filming, and just happened to notice on into the filming that we have no sound. So I don't know what was happening.
No idea, but it's all good.
It's all good. We are going to add some olive oil here and let that heat up. Going in first is our onion. We're going to let this cook for a couple of minutes before we add a few more veggies in. Now we're just adding this in, so I'm going to guesstimate as to when we should add it into the pan. I want it to have plenty of time to get warmed through, so I'm adding my chicken sausage now. Our pasta is done. We're about to drain it. I'm going to get a ladle full of this pasta water and just add it here. And now we're going to drain it. Let's throw in our asparagus, our squash, or in our case, zucchini, and our mushrooms. Let's let this cook for a good 5 minutes or so. We're just going to stir it pretty often. Look how pretty and bright that asparagus is turning. Now we're going to add in our carrots, our garlic, tomatoes. We need some salt and pepper, about a teaspoon of oregano, and some crushed red pepper flakes. Let's let this cook for another 5 minutes, maybe. Gosh, that smells good. Okay, look how pretty. Now, what we're gonna do is here to this, we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of this Parmesan cheese. We're gonna stir that in. We're also gonna add all of our veggies in here. We're just gonna combine everything together. And then for some freshness, we're gonna squeeze some of this lemon juice in here. It says to serve it with a lemon wedge, but I'm just gonna do it over the whole dish. And then on top of each serving, we'll put some more Parmesan cheese. Steven just reminded me that I had some pasta water I was gonna add back in. Not a lot, and it doesn't say that you have to do that, but I wanted to. Okay, let's serve this up.
Okay, we got to get everything on the fork. Got to have the full experience here. All right, here we go.
It ain't bad.
Not bad.
It's not my favorite thing ever, but it's good.
It is good.
It's light.
It's light. It's real light.
I do like that we added the chicken sausage in there for the extra protein to make it a meal. Mm-hmm. But it's very different than I've ever had pasta. This is more like something I would expect to see as a cold pasta.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's warm.
What makes it really good, though, for me, is you can taste the oregano.
Yeah.
You get the oregano, a little bit of that lemon flavor, the garlic, and then the chicken sausage.
Yeah.
That's really going to enhance this one.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I'm glad we seasoned it more with some salt.
Yeah.
Because we did put some more salt in. This is not bad. This is actually really delicious. It's just, you can really appreciate the ingredients. You know what I mean?
That's a good description.
You can pull out the ingredients and you can taste
each one of them.
Each one of these vegetables and just each piece of it, and you can appreciate that. And that's what I like about this.
All right. Well, this was, we were a little, so we were worried about that Watergate salad, and then we ended up loving it. And then, well, you loved it. I liked it. But you were really nervous about this one, weren't you? He told me before we came in here, he said, this might be the one. This might be the one that I was like,
Yeah, this is actually really good. It surprised me because I just thought it was going to be like super bland.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not.
But the oregano, salt, make sure salt, pepper, the garlic, the red pepper. I can pick those seasonings out.
And
like
then
I can literally pick each one of those seasonings out.
Yes.
It's really good.
And then the lemon helps too. So, yeah, this is a great one. Yeah. The 1970s did not disappoint. Oh yeah, you can add more lemon. My favorite human on earth came from the 1970s, so it's all good.
Oh.
Why do you think it's you?
Let's try this right here. a little bit more of this.
All right, y'all.
That is good.
It's good. It's shockingly good. So there you have it. 3 recipes that originated from the 70s. Let me know what your favorite 70s recipe is below. If you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Also, if you're looking for the 1950s or the 1960s, I have videos with recipes from those decades as well, so I'll be sure to link that below. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.